Before you can start your search, it is useful to follow a few steps to make this search as effective as possible. In this presentation, these steps will be explained. Before you start searching, it is important to be very specific about the topic that you are researching. In order to pinpoint exactly what it is you want to research, you need to gather background information. This is not only to specify your topic, but also to know which details are important and to determine the goal of your research. For finding background information, traditional search engines such as Google make wonderful tools. You can use Wikipedia as well. Even though this can definitely not be classified as a scientific source, the information on Wikipedia pages tends to get corrected within minutes if there is something wrong with it. Also use more traditional sources, such as encyclopedias and textbooks. You need background information to find out what your topic actually is, and to determine what interests you about it. This is an important step that should not be skipped. Once you have found relevant background information on your topic, you can start analyzing your topic and determine the constraints for your search. It is useful to write this information down so you can always go back to it later on. First of all, you need to describe your main subject, which you should write down briefly in 20 to 50 words. Then you determine which details or subtopics are important for your research. Start thinking about your hypothesis. Why do you want to research this subject and these details? Finally, you decide in which databases you are going to search. Remember that library search is a good starting point. I have prepared an example for you on how to analyze your topic. In this specific research, we want to find out what the arguments are that women weigh in their decision to undergo breast cancer screening. Therefore, the main topic is breast cancer, and the details are screening, knowledge, awareness, and decision-making. As you can see, all of these parts have been described in general search terms. Only my research question is written out as a sentence, because I'm not going to enter this into a database, but keep it as a reminder to stay on topic. For this search, I choose Scholar and Library Search as starting points. This search led me to databases ScienceDirect and JSTOR, from where I can start searching further on this topic. To search in a methodical manner, it is important to find the right keywords. I started with my main subject, which is breast cancer, the detail screening, and the why, which is information source. If I were going to write this down as a search query, this would be A and B and C. A, B, and C being the search terms for breast cancer, screening, and information source. As you can see, I have used the Boolean operator AND to combine my search terms. Using AND means that I want all three terms to be included in my search results. However, a search conducted in this way may gather an enormous amount of possibly irrelevant results, so I may want to narrow this down. To do so, I want to include alternative but strongly related terms, which you can see in A2, A3, A2, etc. I combine these terms with the Boolean operator OR. This means that the search results may show me a result including the term screening or mammography. Now to complete my search, I must write down the query as a whole, in which I use parentheses to let the database know the terms in between the parentheses are related. By using AND again, I ensure that the results include at least one term for my main subject, the details, and the why. Now, if this search were to gather completely irrelevant or no results, I know that I need to rewrite my query. In the previous slide, I have explained how Boolean operators are used to combine search terms. There is one more Boolean operator that I did not use in my example, which is the operator NOT. This operator can be used to exclude terms. For instance, in a lot of my results, I see the term ovarian cancer showing up, while my focus is on breast cancer. This means that I need to exclude that term. I will use the operator NOT in between the parentheses that contain the term breast cancer. Sometimes a search contains multiple terms or phrases, as you can also see in the example breast cancer. These two words, breast and cancer, make up one phrase. Typically, a database will put the operator AND between those terms, thus seeing those terms as separated. To let the database know that these terms form a phrase, you need to use quotation marks. I have mentioned the use of parentheses. This is an important part of the search, so don't forget these. What they do is they group Boolean operators, as you have seen in my example. But they also override operator precedence, meaning that they make sure that your main topic is searched first. Then finally, to include plurals and different spellings of words, you can use truncation. That means if you were, for instance, to search for the term neighbors and want to include both the British and American spelling and the plural of this word, you type nay with an asterisk. You can limit the number of suffixes by also placing a number after the asterisk. For examples and further information, I kindly direct you to our Canvas page. In order to make your search as effective and efficient as possible, we recommend following the steps in this presentation and writing the information down. First, gather background information that helps you describe your topic in search terms. Describe the important details in search terms and keep your hypothesis or research question in mind at all times. Then, find related and alternative terms. Finally, create a search query by using operators, quotation marks, parentheses, and truncation.